Hey guys, it's Nate. Buckle up. Today we're going to talk about inflation. Inflation is robbing us blind. Your groceries, your gas, your rent, prices are exploding. And I'm here to tell you today, this isn't some accident. So what is inflation? Why is it hitting us so hard? I've dug deep, and the trail leads back to secret meetings, power grabs, and a broken money system. The Federal Reserve, the income tax, and ditching the gold standard. This is a crisis, and the alarm bells are sounding. Give me a few minutes and I'll lay it out. My take on how we got here and why you should care. Let's go. All right, let's get real. Inflation is when too many dollars chase too few goods. Prices shoot up and your money buys less. Simple, right? But hold on. Why are there so many dollars? I've looked at history and it's jaw-dropping. Picture this. In 1910, a clandestine meeting on Jekyll Island, Georgia. Big bankers, J.P. Morgan's crew, Rothschild allies huddled up with politicians to birth the Federal Reserve. G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, blows the lid off of this. The Fed was created in 1913. A private bank, not your government. This was a turning point, folks. They got power to print money out of nowhere. Fractional reserve banking, where $1,000 in the vault can turn into $9,000 in loans. Insane. The flood of cash started eroding your dollar, and I'm telling you, that's the spark of inflation. In case this didn't set in for you, that means that not only can the government print money, not only can the Federal Reserve print money, but individual banks can essentially print money. You put in $1,000, and they can loan that out as $9,000. Then bam, the same year, 1913, the 16th Amendment hits. Federal income tax. That's right. The income tax has only been around for just over 100 years. This is not something that's always been here in America. Now hang on, it gets worse. Let's talk about gold. Back in the day, your dollar was tied to gold. Real solid value. You could trade $1 for gold at the bank. That kept things honest. Kept the Fed and the government in check. Gold was the guardrail. But then in 1933, FDR bans private gold ownership.
Our international trade relations, though vastly important, are secondary to the establishment of a sound national economy.
Within 6 weeks, FDR acted on this pledge. He abandoned the gold standard
and starts weakening that tie. And in 1971, Richard Nixon drops the bomb. He ends the gold standard for good.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
This was a disaster, people. Why? My take is they wanted a blank check. Vietnam War, big programs, no limits. And now we've got fiat money, just paper backed by nothing but promises. Here's the kicker. No gold, no restraint. The Fed prints billions, trillions. Look at this. In 1971, a dollar bought what 15 cents does today. That's your money melting. This system's bleeding us dry, and it's rooted in 1913 and 1971. America needs to wake up. Connect the dots with me. The Fed, born in 1913, and the gold standard's death in 1971, they're the engine of this chaos that we're living in now. Griffin's book lays it bare. The Fed pumps money. We get booms, stock bubbles, housing spikes, and then crashes. It's a roller coaster, and we're the ones getting the whiplash. Worse, inflation's a hidden tax. They don't hike your taxes outright all the time. No, the Fed prints cash. Your dollar shrinks. And since 1913, this funded wars, deficits, bank bailouts, trillions, folks, on our backs. Look, the Fed claims 2% inflation's fine. Baloney. Housing, healthcare, the real costs, they soar much faster. This should upset all of us. because this isn't random. It's important to understand this is the system, and it's hitting us where it hurts. This is personal to Americans. Inflation's not just numbers, it's our lives. It's my life, it's your life. I go to the store and groceries that cost $100 a few years back now cost $140, $150, $200. Gas, that's gone through the roof. Rent, don't even get us started on rent. The income tax, cutting the gold standard loose. This is the machine that's been running us since 1913, and it's been supercharged since 1971. Trillions of dollars printed. Bailouts, COVID stimulus, it's a tidal wave, and our dollars drown. I feel this every day, and I know you do too. It's a crisis, and the Fed has to go. So what can we do about this mess? What can we do to fix it? Well, first, we have to end the Federal Reserve. There's no reason that a private corporation should control our money supply. And second, we've got to put something in place to back the United States dollar. Gold did a great job before. That could be the solution again. Something has to be in place to say every dollar has to be backed by something. First of all, that gives real value to the dollar. But second of all, it also puts limits in place on how much money can be printed. There's accountability in place for the government. Gold doesn't have to be the only option. There's other precious metals. We've got cryptocurrencies now. There's lots of options. But one thing's for sure, the option that we have in place right now doesn't work. So what should we do? What should we do to fix our financial situation? What should we use to back the dollar? Put something in the comments below. Let me know. Share your voice, your thoughts. And as always, like and subscribe if you want to know more. And what should we talk about next? Tell me what you'd like to hear more about. Have a great day.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. And what to do with all of the money that we had. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right? Then in 1913, for reasons unknown to mankind, they established the income tax so that citizens, rather than foreign countries, would start paying the money necessary to run our government.